Namaste, Saraswate Devi, Gauravani Prachadini, Devasesha, Sunyavadidi, Aschachare Shatari, Sri Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhar Srivasadi, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Bolo, Bolo, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Premanand, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Welcome everybody on this auspicious day. Today is the appearance day of Srila Srivas Thakur. And if you were with us this morning during class, you will have heard of Srivas Thakur. Hare Krishna. I have a question. Did somebody put the neck beads on the candidates already or not? It appears they already have some kind of... Are they your old neck beads? Where are they from? Pardon? Oh, okay. We normally do that a little bit later. Never mind. But everyone has new neck beads? I don't think so. You all have the new neck beads on. Okay. They're meant to go around 3 times, not 2 times. So usually another devotee does that for you, usually. Usually an initiated devotee puts on the neck beads. But never mind. But they're supposed to go on 3 times, not 2. I think there are 2 here. I don't know, maybe there are 3. There, something's happening behind you. You haven't got, don't worry, you will still be able to breathe. It's not, your neck is not that big. Sometimes devotees have very big necks. You have quite a big neck. You need longer neck beads maybe, huh? Sometimes the necks are very big. Then you need longer neck beads, but these should be okay. John, your neck beads are okay, not too tight? Tell me if you can breathe afterwards, okay? And if you can't, we have, don't forget, we have first aid here. We can what do you call it, resuscitate you. Are you okay there? Not too tight? Are you ladies okay? They're not too tight? Okay. So we heard this morning about Srivas Thakur. Now Srivas Thakur is one of the Panchatattvas, and most of you probably know. But he's also Narada Muni, and he's also the personification of a pure devotee. He is also, in our disciplic succession, he is practically the prime guru in our line. Of course, Lord Brahma is the original guru in our disciplic succession, but after Lord Brahma comes Narada Muni. He was created mental son of Lord Brahma. And he remains forever in that role, so to speak, not as the mental son of Lord Brahma per se, but in the role of spreading the glories of the Lord all over, wherever he exists, wherever he appears. He spreads the glories of the holy name. And from him come our disciplic succession. I think you all know what disciplic succession means, parampara, meaning a line of unbroken spiritual preceptors from the original founder, or the original of that disciplic line, Lord Brahma, the creator of the universe, right down to the present day. Now that line is not necessarily one of what we call diksha, but primarily one of siksha. And we'll try to look a little bit into the aspects of siksha and diksha today. Today we have this ceremony where 7 devotees are taking this step in their devotional progress, their devotional paths, to accept the responsibility, the surrender which goes along with it. It's not just a formality, it's not just a ceremony which gives you a new name or a new set of beads. I am now initiated, bow down to me. That's not the point. The point is quite different to that, of course. It's actually a stage of their surrender where we make vows and commitments to follow the line of Narada Muni coming down to the present day with all of our hearts. It's like getting married. It's supposed to be a lifetime commitment. It's not just check it out. It is it's a samskara. It's a real impression which is meant to be continued throughout our lives. So initiation means the beginning, by the way. Normally, in the initiation ceremony, the qualified boy would receive his siksha from the guru, who gives him his initiation, which is the Gayatri mantra. Actually, the diksha means Gayatri. And then he gives the particular sadhana to accompany the chanting of the mantra, to facilitate the realization of the mantra. So you're already doing that. I think all of the candidates today, I've heard that you've already been chanting Hare Krishna. Is that correct? You've all been chanting Hare Krishna? And they've already been chanting, I hope. They've all been chanting before today? This is not your first time to the temple, is it? I hope you're already familiar. When Prabhupada first started the movement in New York, in the West, and then in San Francisco, when he gave the initiation in San Francisco, one young boy who came for the second time to the temple said he wanted to be initiated. He wasn't chanting. He came for the second time. And the devotee said, but Prabhupada, he's not ready. He's not ready. He just came. We don't even know who he is. And Prabhupada said, okay. Do you know who you are? Do you know who Krishna is? Do you know who Krishna is? The boy looked at me and said, God. Do you know who you are? Servant of God. You're qualified. Qualified to get initiated. But there's a little bit more, we can say, what we say, a few more conditions nowadays. So I hope that all the candidates are prepared for their responsibilities. And we have 2 devotees also accepting the vows of second initiation. We call second initiation is actually diksha. Second initiation traditionally is the actual diksha. The first initiation was never a ceremonial affair. It was during Lord Chaitanya's time. Of course, before that, it didn't really exist anyway. But during Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, he simply engaged people in chanting Hare Krishna, gave them the pure mantra, the pure sound vibration. And that, as we can read in scriptures, is sufficient to go back to Godhead. It's the acceptance of the siksha, which is the actual living force, not the diksha as such. It's the siksha which is the living force of our path back to Godhead. Sometimes we overdo the idea that I've taken diksha and it's like a magic wand that no matter what I do, my Guru Maharaj is going to pick me up and take me back to Godhead. Sometimes we think like that. Well, that's kind of nice, but that's not how it works. It works when we surrender to the Siksha. It's the Siksha which is the life force. The Diksha is actually the impregnation of the Siksha into our hearts, where it becomes, a committed, dedicated, let's say, that's our life. The Siksha is our life. We follow the principle in our disciplic succession. One of the great acharyas was known as Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, maybe 300 years or 400 years in the past. And he set the standard which Srila Prabhupada follows. And that is, he said, my sadhana, or my practices, are all that matters to me. They're my life and soul. They're both my practice and my goal in life. The instruction of my spiritual master is all that matters. So what it really means to take initiation is we follow the instructions. We imbibe, we receive those instructions, and we make that our life and soul. That's the active principle of initiation, you could say, the Siksha. So the first initiation, what we call the Harinam Diksha, you're already chanting Hare Krishna. Basically speaking, hopefully everyone's already doing that. This is a confirmation, an absolute confirmation that this is what we are going to do. We're going to dedicate our lives to the Siksha of the disciplic succession of the spiritual master. And until one feels that way, then generally one doesn't take the first initiation, unless one feels like that. Of course, anything can happen in this world, we understand. But we should at least, it's like getting married. You never know what's going to come in the future, but you are committed. You are going to stick to that vow. So first initiation is like that. The second initiation is just an addition, which in fact, in Lord Chaitanya's mission is not a necessity. It is not required. The chanting of the holy name is sufficient. And Srila Prabhupada said that is the actual connection to the parampara, is first initiation. The second initiation, the only necessary factor, besides its assisting us in our, you could say, our commitment or a serious approach to Krishna consciousness, it is to facilitate the performance of deity worship, cooking for the Lord, offering bhoga to the Lord, performing arti, dressing the deities, worshipping the Shalagram Shila. And if one is a leader of the preaching mission, then of course it's natural because of the position of expectation and respect, which is you're supposed to command respect, by the way, not demand it. But the position of respect goes along with it. But whether or not we take it as seriously as we should is another thing. And it's not an absolute necessity that Lord Chaitanya did not give Brahman initiation to anybody. Only the name, Nam. But there was no ceremony. There was not even a change of name, per se. Occasionally, but not with Rupa Goswami. But that was their name anyway, originally. And then they changed to a non-Hindu name, and back again. But generally speaking, it's not absolutely required. Prabhupada says the name change is required because for most of us, and some of you it's not the case at all, you have spiritual names. For many people, they have a name which is not so Krishna conscious. It's not so. So the name is meant to remind us of Krishna, isn't it? That's the whole purpose of initiation, is to remember Krishna. Isn't that why we practice? Why we chant Hare Krishna? We chant Hare Krishna so that we can get initiated. Is that why you chant Hare Krishna? You get initiated so, rather you chant Hare Krishna because you feel good, maybe. Or because, you're hoping Krishna will give you a good husband or a good wife or a good job. Or Krishna will take away all my sinful reactions and I can be free of sin. Maybe I can go to heaven. Oh yes, I can be a famous devotee. We may have some unfortunate misunderstandings. But at our stage, which is meant to remind us of Krishna in one sense, there's more to it, of course there is. But at this particular stage, so we remember Krishna. By remembering Krishna, our hearts become purified. Remembering Krishna, the Gayatri Mantra is the same thing. is to intensify our remembrance of Krishna. So we're going to read something in a few seconds. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurnatam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupagadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam. So I'm going to read, this is unusual, an initiation, but I chose these verses. One reason was I was listening to Srila Prabhupada lecture this afternoon, early in the afternoon, and he was lecturing on these verses. So I thought they would be nice, appropriate for the occasion. It's from the 3rd canto, Srimad Bhagavatam. Shiva Chaitanya, you've appeared out of nowhere. One minute you're in Govardhan Hill, the next minute you're here. Incredible. Amazing. Wow. Hare Krishna, we are blessed. And Rasa Parayana Prabhu is here from Kuala Lumpur, as well as several others. Sri Gauranga is here from Kuala Lumpur as well. And who else is here? I don't know. I mean, other devotees have come. I'm talking of elders, seniors from the Yatra are here from far distant places, all the way from Govardhan Hill. You just arrived. Wow, wonderful. Fantastic. So we were listening to Srila Prabhupada talk about these verses, and this is the 3rd canto. And I'm going to ask you a question. The 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. How many of you have read the 3rd canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam? Please put your hand up if you've got one. If you've read the 3rd canto. Come on, hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. About 11 or 12 hands. Okay, many of you are fairly new to Krishna consciousness in terms of number of years. Some of you haven't been in the movement more than, well, I don't know how many years. Maybe 2, 3 years. But whenever you get the chance, Prabhupada said, we should chant or hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Huh? Hear the Bhagavatam. Don't just try to hear it. It's good to read with others. It's very good to read together if you have the opportunity and discuss. But Srimad Bhagavatam, you know there's a verse in the 7th chapter of the Bhagavatam, 7th chapter. Anartopashamam shakshat bhakti yoga dhokshake and so on. And there, what does it say? Sutta Goswami says, the material miseries which are superfluous, that means have nothing to do with the soul, can be mitigated immediately by the process of devotional service. But the mass of people don't know this. Therefore, Srila Vyasadeva has compiled this Srimad Bhagavatam. It's so important to hear the Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada spent much of his latter years, isn't it, absorbed in presenting the Srimad Bhagavatam to the world. Not just to keep it in your library or in the box. Many times I go to the houses of Grihastas and I say, have you got Canto 5, Part 1? Have you got the Bhagavatam set? Yes, yes. Can you bring me Bhagavatam 5.1? And whispering goes on. And one of the family goes to the back of the house, breaks open the box, struggles to find the 5th canto, still got the plastic on it, takes the plastic back and brings it to me. Sometimes they don't even do that. And then they say, oh, you've been looking after the books very nicely. It looks as good as new. They never even opened it. Even the 1st canto sometimes is like that. What to speak of the 5th or the 8th or the 10th. Read them. They're there for, they're there for the ultimate purpose of life. That's what it's for. This is how we transform our hearts, by hearing Bhagavatam, hearing the holy name. Transformation of heart, and real diksha means hearing. Did you know that? It means to hear the mantra and to repeat. It's not just a matter of, knowing it or mumbling it or just mechanically repeating it. We have to hear it. The sound penetrates our consciousness and cleanses our consciousness. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvarpanam. Most of you know this verse, isn't it? Cheto darpanamarjanam. What does that mean? Come on, what does Cheto darpanamarjana mean? They're all word stiff now. They're all getting nervous. Nervous. Oh no, I hope he doesn't point at me. No, point at them. Come on, who knows? Cheto darpanamarjana. If you're going to learn anything in terms of, a prayer, learn the Sikshastakam prayers. Who spoke the Sikshastakam prayer? Yeah, well, you over there should know. You should keep your mouths closed. Who spoke the Sikshastakam? Come on, some of you youngsters. Huh? Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, we'll accept that you all know. You should try to learn this, Chaitanya, isn't it? Sikshastakam prayers are they're the only prayers directly left by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He gave them for us. You should learn them and recite them regularly. It's the whole process of devotional service is found in those prayers from beginning to end. It's very wonderful prayers. So anyway, there's many things to learn. And Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto. Some of you have read the third canto, not many. And in there is a chapter named 25. Who knows what chapter 25 of the third canto is called? It's a very famous chapter. Who knows the title of this chapter? Come on, those who've read it, maybe you can't remember, but if anyone can remember it, say it. Who knows? Just see, all the way from Philippines. Indravali has come all the way to Philippines just to be with you, to bless the ceremony today. He's their temple manager in Manila. They're trying to build a beautiful temple there in Manila, not as big as this one, quite a simple building. But so they have beautiful deities there of Radha Madhava, very beautiful, and Panchatattva. And so they're trying to build a temple there. The structure external is finished, but there's still a lot of work to do. All the internal work still to be done. And anyone who's worked on the temple knows how much work that is. And of course they have to raise a lot more money yet, which she's trying to do and others are trying. So she's here, I'm not quite sure what you're here for. She come to twist my arm, I think. You know that term, twist your arm? Come on, Maharaj, you've got a lot of money. You can give a few bob. Cough up. All these rich devotees here, knock them all up. Come on, cough up, Sri Gauranga. Cough up. You know that term, cough up? Open your pocket, come on. Open your bank account. They don't have money now, they only have bank accounts. Hare Krishna, we give you special blessings, okay? Lucky Shiva Chaitanya's not here with us. Oh my God, he's over there. Going to be in trouble here. Hare Krishna. Anyway, back to the Bhagavatam. The glories of devotional service. This is spoken by who? Other than Indravali. Who knows? Who knows who spoke this chapter of the third canto? Anybody? Okay, those with big mouths. Excuse the term. Those who over here. Anyone know who spoke it? Pardon? Lord Kapila Dev. Lord Kapila is are you a Brahmin? Are you a Brahmin? Is he a Brahmin? He's a Brahmin, okay. Brahmins should know this. I'm glad you're a Brahmin since you're doing the yajna. So Lord Kapila Dev spoke. Who is he speaking to? Who is Lord Kapila speaking? He's an expansive form of Krishna, and kind of empowered incarnation. Who is he speaking to? Pardon? I'm sure. Loud. Devahuti, who is his mother. I know it's difficult to speak loud with the fan blowing very loudly and echoey, or the sound kind of gets swirled around somewhere. But if you can, speak as loud when you do speak. Yes, Mother Devahuti is mother. And we discussed that a little bit the other day. But in this regards, we're going to read a few verses. This is text number 8 of the 25th chapter of the 3rd canto, if you want to quickly follow. I've just highlighted a few points. So it starts with the verse, she is speaking to her son. Well, we'll go back to text 7. Text 7 is very important. She says, now what a statement for a mother to her son. Now normally the mother doesn't look to the son as her guru, but she says this to him, I am very sick of the disturbance caused by my material senses. I'm sick of it. Now this is one of the preliminaries for spiritual life, actually. As long as we're not sick of material sense gratification, we can't really make much progress. One of the factors of initiation, it may not be complete, but at least we understand that life is not meant for material sense gratification. It is meant for jivasya tattva jignas. It is meant for spiritual life, inquiry into the nature of the absolute truth, not for sense gratification. But as long as we still want to taste material sense gratification. Prabhupada was saying on this point, he said that we have spiritual senses, by the way. He said, but right now they're covered. Right now they're covered. They're called material senses. They're covered by the material modes of nature. And you can't really enjoy. We're trying to enjoy because we have spiritual senses through the coverings. And excuse the example, but Prabhupada actually used the example. He said it's like a man and a woman. When they want to enjoy, they have to take off their clothes, basically. They have to be, we have to take these clothings off. It's not physically, it's not this one, but these coverings around the soul. So the chanting of Hare Krishna is the process of cleansing it, but we have to hear it. The hearing is the actual, let's say, the catalyst or the cause of the change of heart. Krishna's there, but unless we hear him, he's going to reciprocate. We don't hear him, he's not going to reciprocate in the same way. If we hear him, then Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, you become freed of the false ego. Ultimately, it's the false ego, this identity with the body. So then she says, for because of sense disturbance, my Lord, I have fallen into the abyss of ignorance. That means into the material whirlpool of birth and death, where we think we're the body, we think we're the enjoyer, we think we're in the center. The next verse she says, your lordship, she's referring to her son, and she's calling her son lordship. You wouldn't normally call your son lordship, but because she's accepting him as her guru. Your lordship is my only means of getting out of this darkest region of ignorance. Because you are my transcendental I, and we just quoted that. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gnanjana Shakaya Chakshur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Spiritual Master opens her eyes, which are blinded by the darkness of ignorance, with the torchlight of knowledge. It's not just some kind of, stick in the eye and whoop, there you get it. You get a sudden zap of realization. No, it's direction, knowledge. And if we follow the direction, by the grace of Krishna, one can actually start to wake up and become cleansed. You are my transcendental I, which by your mercy only I have attained after many, many births. There's a really important purport, but I just looked at my watch. It's already 5:30, and we have to finish by 7 o'clock. So we're going to backtrack. We need 15 minutes for the last part, circumambulation, more or less, 10, 15 minutes. The yogi will take 30, 35 with the invocatory part. So that brings us to 6:10, and it will take 15 minutes for the name giving. So that brings us up to 5:55. So we only have 25 minutes remaining. We'll have to move along. But Prabhupada says this verse is very instructive, since it indicates the relationship between the spiritual master and the disciple. When it says the I, it means the direction. The direction. You know, we're blind. We're blinded by the darkness of ignorance in this world. We're all in the dark. We don't see properly. I don't mean just materially. We're talking in terms of what's really going on around here. The disciple or conditioned soul is put into this darkest region of ignorance and therefore is entangled in the material existence of sense gratification. The whole universe is like this, top to bottom. It is very difficult to get out of this entanglement and attain real freedom. But if one is fortunate enough to get the association of a spiritual master like Kapila Muni or his representative, then by his grace one can be delivered from the mire of ignorance. The spiritual master is therefore worshipped as one who delivers the disciple from the mire of ignorance with the light of the torch of knowledge. The word paragam is very significant. Paragam refers to one who can take the disciple to the other side. Just like you're crossing a river, you can't cross. You need a boat. You need a boatman to cross the river. The spiritual master is supposed to be like the boatman. The human life is sometimes considered to be like a suitable boat. But we need guidance. The spiritual master gives guidance how to use our minds and bodies to cross that river of birth and death to the other side. He's the ferryman, sometimes we hear. Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj described him as a ferryman. Taking us across. The old days we would go by ferry from Butterworth to Penang. Now you don't. You go by road. But there was no bridge here 30 years ago, 40 years ago. We all go by ferry. So the ferry takes us across to the other side. So to take us across this great ocean of birth and death, which is very, very difficult to cross, the spiritual master is, the connection with the spiritual master is essential. This side is conditional life, and the other side is the life of freedom. The spiritual master takes the disciple to the other side by opening his eyes with knowledge. We are suffering simply because of ignorance. Don't forget that. You're not suffering because of somebody else. We are suffering because of ignorance. That's the only cause of suffering. By the instruction of the spiritual master, the darkness of ignorance is removed. And thus, the disciple is enabled to go to the side of freedom. We're not suffering because of a disease. We're not suffering because of poverty. We're not suffering because of other people or insects or creatures or whatever it is. We're suffering because we're ignorant. We're ignorant of who we are and what's going on. Because we're identifying ourselves with this material body. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that after many, many births, one surrenders to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Similarly, after many births, one is able to find a bona fide spiritual master and surrender to such a bona fide representative of Krishna. One can then be taken to the side of light. Tamsi mam jyoti gamaha. Famous statement. Come out of the dark into the light. And that's all. It's not that the spiritual master, like, yes, we do say like that, picks one up, but actually it's by his guidance that we come out of the darkness. The instructions which we give, and if you follow the instructions of somebody who knows the way, then we can make progress. If we don't follow, what can you do? It's like if you give me instructions, say I don't know the way from here to Kotabaru, just say, I don't know how to get from Butterworth to Kotabaru. Can you tell me the directions, please? Which way do I go? Well, you go out the gate, you turn left. You go to the end, and you turn left again, and you go into the canal. Not very good instructions. Okay, you go out the gate, you turn right, you turn left, you go up and you turn, then you get on the Kulim Highway and you go straight ahead and you keep going, you get to Kotabaru. Okay? Not bad. So I go on, I take your instructions. When I get to the roundabout just up the end there, I think, well, I prefer to turn right than go straight on. Right looks nicer than straight on. I'm going to go right. I'm going to go right. And, you know, you're going to turn right. Where are you going to go? You're not going to go to Kotabaru. Are you going to go to Kotabaru? Where are you going to end up? Huh? No, you're going to turn right, not left. You don't even know what's right. Difference between right and left, you're going to have a problem there. That's another problem. But even if you don't have that problem, you'd say, I'm going to turn right. I don't care what he says. I'm going to turn right. Where are you going to go? At the roundabout, or on the motorway there, the highway. Where are you going to end up? Come on, who's from Nibong Tabor? Anyone from Nibong Tabor? There you go, a few Nabongers here. A few bongers. They're opening another big temple down there. We saw it. They're opening it in 2 weeks' time, isn't it? Yeah. They're almost finished the walls. A lot to do. A lot to do. I hope you can get it done. Anyway, you're going to end up in Nibong Tabor, then they're going to go on further and further past Taiping, and you might end up in Ipoh near there, and if you keep going, you'll end up in Kuala Lumpur. And you wonder why I'm not in Kota Baru. I've got a spiritual master. What happened? I thought we were going to go to Kota Baru. No, we're in Kuala Lumpur. What happened? He must have given me the wrong instructions. No, he didn't. You didn't follow them. The only problem was we didn't follow the instructions. No other problem. You follow the instructions if they're correct. It's not the spiritual master, it's not God. He's just repeating the words of God, that's all. He's the media. And if you follow them, you're going to get where you're going to go. I mean, it depends on what we do. You might have a lot of attachments on the way. You know, there's some nice stalls. Nice, what do you call the street stalls where you can buy all kinds of nice delicacies and so on and so forth. What do you like to eat? What's it called? What's the favorite dish in Malaysia? Oh, nasi lemak is one of them. What else? In Penang, what's Penang famous for? Huh? Huh? I say?
Chendol.
Huh?
Chendol. Chendol.
Chendo. Well, that's one small one. But what about a nice fried preparation? Isn't it? What about that soupy one? What's it called? Chinese. Huh? Anyway, they've got all these stores all over the place. On the way, you hear that, in Kelantan on the border, they've got their speciality of Kelantan. I'm going to stop off and enjoy myself there on the way. Then you get entangled and you get stuck there. Or you may think, oh, I prefer back there than where I am now. And you go backwards. You've got to be determined to go on the path and not be disturbed by all the distractions on the way. There will be many tests. Many tests will be there. Don't worry. They are good. They help us to become more dependent on. Initiation means to become dependent on Krishna. Not even just on the process, ultimately. That's helping us to depend on Krishna. It should be. But it's ultimately to depend on Krishna in all situations. We can't depend upon our material experience or upon some mundane shelter. We're depending on Krishna. He's our only shelter. Hare Krishna. So Mother Devahuti, she's like that. She's just depending on her son. She states, you have arisen, she said. Next verse. I think you jumped a verse, but never mind. It's good enough. Next, text number 9, she says, you have arisen to disseminate the rays of the sun in order to dissipate the darkness of the ignorance of the universe. And every devotee is supposed to be like that. We're carrying the light. We're carrying it. We may be whatever we are. That we may still be, what to speak, somewhat conditioned. But when we're assisting the liberated soul, one is also considered to be in a liberated. It's like you get on a train. We're not the train driver, but you also go along with the train, isn't it? You sit in the carriage, and if all goes well, you end up at the same place the train ends up, isn't it? So we join the line. The disciplic succession is like a train in one sense. And when as long as we're representing that disciplic succession as faithfully as we can, we're in a safe position. Safe position. It may take time before we reach our destination, but it's a matter of time. Faith grows by association. And that's one of the biggest challenges we have, is we don't get sufficient good association. You spend too much time associating with Maya. Everyone. Practically speaking, we hang on to our mundane knowledge. We hang on to our family life forevermore. We hang on to our so-called possessions. We hang on to all the social media, all the news. We hang on to our habits. We're attached. We're chanting Hare Krishna and holding on. We're like the wedding party with the anchor in the ground trying to make progress. Rowing away like heck. And we're not getting anywhere because our anchors are still in the ground. So she said he's sick of this. He wants to let go of her anchor. Cut the knot. Cut the knot. Let go. Now the young ones, of course, have to go through all kinds of stages of life. But at some point in time we realize we have to cut this knot if you want to go back to Godhead. You don't go back with compromise. You can't take the material bag. You can't have one without the other. Rather, you can't have both at the same time. Backtrack. We have to be step by step. Maybe it doesn't happen all at once, but we have to realize that these are causing our hold-up, slowing down our progress, all these attachments. Social media provides unending ways that we can get bad association. The whole process depends on this. Practically, or let's say the effectivity of it, our association and what we want, who we want, type of association. So then she says, text 10, now be pleased, my Lord, to dispel my great delusion due to my feeling of false ego. What is the false ego? And by the way, initiation in one sense means giving up your false ego. But sometimes it's not like that, is it? We maintain our false ego, and even more so. I am a Brahmin. Who are you to tell me what to do? Sometimes this false ego gets the better of us. Pride. I'm initiated. I've got my name. I can do anything I like now. What's the false ego? Pardon? What does false ego mean? Pardon? I am the enjoyer. He's honest. At least one honest candidate here. We're thinking that this world is for my enjoyment. But in one sense, that's the secondary stage. What's the first stage? Okay, you got the first one. We identify with what we're not. Ego means our real identity. Sometimes people don't understand that. They think we have to give up the ego. You don't give up the ego. You give up the false ego. The real ego is our eternal nature. That's what we're trying to realize. You don't give that up. You have to find it. We just don't know what it is at the moment. But we know what our false ego is about, more or less. That we're identifying with this body and mind. Every one of us, to some degree. I am this, I am that. I'm a Christian, I'm a Hindu, I'm a Buddhist, I'm an atheist, I'm a man, I'm a woman. I'm Indian, I'm English, I'm French, I'm German, I'm this, I'm that. Whatever it is. All false identities. All wrong, every one of them. We're not Christians, Hindus, Buddhists, or Muslims. That may help us to realize who we are. But if we think that's what I am, we're totally an illusion. Total illusion. We're not. There are methods, which names have been given, by the way, in the course of history. They were names which have been adopted for those who are trying to follow a preceptor who's trying to help us to get off this platform of bodily identification. But sometimes it increases our identification rather than freeing it, blocks us. So initiation means to let go. Let step by step. It may not happen overnight. Can do. So we have to let go. She said, the false ego of identifying one's body as oneself and of claiming things possessed in relationship with the body is called, what's it called? What's it called? Pardon? Loud and clear. You could call it false ego, but in the bigger picture, what is it called? Maya. Maya. What is Maya? Huh? That which is not. Another way of saying it, it means illusion. It's an illusion. It's not really what we think it is. It's an illusion, and everyone is under the influence of Maya, including, to some extent, ourselves. Devahuti has stated that false identification of the body with the self and attachment to possessions in relation to the body are also under the direction of the Lord. This is interesting. That actually we have no one to blame. And sometimes people blame God. They say, whoa, why has God done this? We read in the Bhagavad Gita, He's in the heart, He's guiding everyone. But He's guiding us all because of our particular desire. Not just our karma. For an ordinary living entity in the conditioned world, karma is basically just an ongoing cycle of ignorance. But for one who's a little bit more, especially in human life, chance to change that, but it depends on our desire. What does that desire mean? It means our relationship with God. We're not even aware of it. Atheistic people want to deny a relationship. Others want to limit that relationship. Others may be offending the Lord, who's supposed to be the object of our love. In different ways, the Lord will say, okay, you want to be an atheist? He'll convince you about atheism. If you want to be an impersonalist, he'll convince you that's your way. Krishna gives the faith, because that's what you want. Yeyatam prapajate, he's reciprocating according to our surrender. Same thing in devotional service. He gives that association. If we really, really want it, He'll arrange it. He's in the heart. He's providing. He's organizing it. It's coming from Him. You can't get anything, even material. We can't even get a peanut unless it's provided by the Lord. He's providing everything according to our condition, our surrender or lack of surrender. He's providing everything. We think no. We think otherwise. This is false ego. We think we're providing. We think I'm the one doing it. We think we're the doer. We're not. We could say partly because we desire and therefore things are getting done, but it's actually the Lord through His external energy that things are getting done. And one person finds himself in one situation, another in a different situation. Even in the same situation you're in, you'll find two people experiencing it differently because their conditions are different. One person's feeling happy, the other's sad in this situation. Everyone's got this difference, but the Lord is guiding us. And not just the situation, but even our experience of how we relate to it is all part of karma, which is under the direction of Krishna. Maya dikshena prakriti sute sacharatam, working under His direction. And He's simply reciprocating with us. Otherwise, the material world does not need to exist. It's only because of the desires of the jivas. That's why it exists. The world only creates it for just like a prison exists because there are some criminals, otherwise you don't need one. A hospital is there only because there are sick people. If there were no sick people, you wouldn't need a hospital, right? There are so many hospitals. They're very proud of having more and more hospitals, but that just means there's more and more sick people. There's more sick people, not less, more. More and more. More psychiatrists to help you with your mental problems. That means there's more mental problems. They think that's good. Oh, we're progressing. We've got more psychiatrists now. We didn't need them before. They weren't required. It's only because of the mad society that we live in. Created this madness, created this sickness by our crazy lifestyles. So even our engagement in material sensing gratification, she said, is due to you, my Lord. But she's not blaming Him. She's saying it's because of my desire, you're giving me this facility to engage in sense gratification. We should be praying for the opposite. That's what we do. When we chant, if we do, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, all together. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What are we asking for? Give me a new house. Give me a nice job. Give me a beautiful wife. Give me a rich, handsome, faithful husband. Huh? What are we asking for? May I pass my exams. Please cure my sickness. Please help my 99-year-old grandmother who's suffering from cancer. Please cure her. Please help me to go to heaven. What are you praying for? What are you praying for when you chant Hare Krishna? What are you doing it for? So you can get initiated. No, what are you doing it for?
Make the whole world.
Pardon?
Make the whole
To change the whole world, beginning with ourselves. You can't change others if you don't change yourself. Isn't it? Charity begins at home. Okay, that's a great way of looking at it. Apply it to ourselves. We like to preach to others, we don't preach to ourselves. Right? That's often the case, I'm afraid. We speak big words sitting here, And after this is all over, I'm going to go back up in my room and immediately go on social media and start enjoying all the various websites that I can find there. You know, getting in Maya. I hope not. By your blessings, please pray for me. But what are we praying for when we're chanting Hare Krishna? That's definitely one aspect of it, to change the world. But what are we, internally, what are we praying for? That's, if you read the prayers of Lord Nrsingadev, he does pray like that, for the welfare of the whole world. May it be changed. But before he does that, he has another prayer. What is that prayer? Om No Bhagavate Narashinga Namastejas Tejasaya Vira Vira Bhava Vajranaka Vajragan Karmashan Vanaya Vandaya Kutu Grasa Grasa Om Shraha. Goes on and on, huh? That my Lord, please remove all these dirty things in my heart. Tear them out. Remove them. So when we pray, and then if one's heart is clean, then it's natural that you're going to be able to clean all others' hearts will become cleansed. Natural. Otherwise they're going to see hypocrisy or duplicity very easily, and then quarrels and lack of faith and so many things become prominent. That's why Srila Prabhupada was able to win the hearts of everybody practically. Because there was only purity in his heart. There was nothing whatsoever except for love of Krishna. So what do we do when we chant Hare Krishna? What are we praying? Well, Prabhupada gives the simple definition. We'll have to finish at that point more or less. What does he say? Pardon? Please, my dear Lord, my dear Radharani, the internal energy of the Lord, please engage me in devotional service and free me from my attachments, my absorption in Maya, or the external energy. Because the external energy is also Radharani's expansion. It's the reflection. The material is a reflection. So we just got to turn our attention. It's not a big deal. You're looking that way. All you have to do is learn. You know, we just have to turn the other way, and things become clear. We got our back to the sun. Why is everything dark? You turn around, and the sun, everything becomes light. So it's just that adjustment in our lives of seeing everything in relationship with Krishna. So chanting Hare Krishna is our prime activity. Those who are taking first initiation is a vow to take this really seriously. Continue throughout your life to chant 16 rounds without fail. After today, I've given the game away. Don't worry, you'll forget by the time you make your vows anyway, so it doesn't matter. As they all do. And hope you don't forget afterwards, that's the main thing. And try to be attentive. The name is not just a name of God, it is God. Namachintamani Krishna, Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. It's Krishna, Binatvan Namanamano. It is Krishna himself. So we're associating with Krishna. Try to take advantage and hear him. Hear that name. Try to hear the name, Krishna. That's all we have to do. Hearing is the key factor. Hear the sound of Krishna. And the heart will become cleansed. Things will become a lot clearer. And what the Devahuti is appealing for here can be achieved by everybody. Every one of us has this opportunity. We just have to take it. Try to avoid the offenses. And if you don't know what they are, learn what the offenses are. Okay? So we're just quickly, one by one. What is the first offense against the holy name? Come on, one of you. Blaspheme the devotees who've dedicated their lives to propagating the holy name of the Lord. Number 2. Consider the names of the demigods. The Devas, you say Devas here. The Devas, like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma, to be equal to or independent. They are great personalities. We respect them with all our hearts. They're devotees. They're limbs of the Lord, practically. But they're not all on it. We're not Mayavadi. This is the Mayavad philosophy, which is the most dangerous offense of all. That everything is one. There's unity and diversity. Simultaneous oneness but difference. Third offense, disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Fourth offense, blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in pursuance of the Vedic version. And that's a big topic, we don't have time. But be careful. Fifth offense. To consider the glories. They're good, huh? They're doing pretty good on this one. Most of us don't get that. They say to consider the chanting of the holy name imagination. Obviously, it's not an imagination. It's going on. It's where the glories of the holy name. Sometimes they think they're exaggeration or imagination or something. They're not. We may not experience them, but they're real at certain points of time. Sixth offense. To give a material or mundane interpretation about the Lord or His holy names, or about devotional service, etc. The seventh offense, to commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name. We've kind of mentioned that a little bit. We approach the holy name for a material reason, or we think I'll chant Hare Krishna so that when I do my nonsense I'll get relieved of the reactions. It's a very sinful mentality. Eighth offense, vicious ritualistic activities. It's on the transcendental mantra. Of course, Krishna will give you mundane results if that's what you want. But this is not a mantra for liberation or a mantra for elevation in the world that we're in, or reaction, freedom. It's not like that. This is the highest. This is called Paramon, Paraka Brahma mantra. There's Taraka, which is releasing the living entity, and Paraka, which is awakening our eternal relationship with Godhead. Very few mantras are in that category. The Hare Krishna mantra is complete in all aspects. It is not in any way limited. We may be, but the mantra is not. It's not to be compared with other mantras. Ninth offense, to preach the holy name to the faithless. That is another big topic in one sense. Prabhupada says it means giving initiation to one who is not qualified. That's what he said. Interesting, huh? Ninth offense, 10th offense. To not have complete faith in chanting of the holy name, and to maintain material attachments. We usually say understanding, but I saw Prabhupada's original translation that said even after hearing about it. Because, what does understanding mean? If we really understood, we wouldn't do it, would we? You hear it a million times and we still don't take it seriously. We still remain attached. So you can take it either way, whichever, it doesn't matter, but we have to understand that it's the understanding which is the real thing. Have we really understood what it means? Probably not. So what are we repeating something that we don't even believe, or we're not doing? And the other offense is not actually 11th offense. It's not inclusive. Sometimes it is included in the 10 offenses, is to be inattentive while chanting. Now that is the key between transformation in one sense, isn't it? Because if we're attentive, according to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, these other offenses will not take over. They won't manifest. Because you're attentive to the holy name. And on top of that, the anartas, which are the material coverings of the soul, they all grow when we're inattentive. We're watering the seed, you see, so it can also water the weeds. So when you're attentive to the holy name, the weeds do not grow. And the tendency to be offensive to the Lord doesn't manifest either. Even if the tendency is there, there's no interest. One doesn't want to hear it. So try to live by this, don't just mechanically. Try to apply it in our lives. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Shiva Chaitanya Prabhu. I don't know if Krishna Katamrita is here. They're both there, so you're the two managers of this beautiful temple. And what in order do the devotees normally offer their obeisances when they come for their name? Which order? They go first to Prabhupada, then the deity, then to the initiator. Okay. So we're going to do Achaman now. We're going to perform Achaman. And are there Achaman cups for everybody? This is something that should be arranged. I usually check on it. I didn't check it today. But we need it. And there's 11 candidates. No, 9 candidates, I believe. Maybe 10. I don't know if anyone's taking shelter, if they're taking part or not. Is anyone taking shelter here today? Anyone sitting here taking shelter, or is that not part of the ceremony? Can that be confirmed by the authorities? I don't have a list, I'm afraid. Jagabandhu, are you here, or somebody who has on top of it, countrywide or whatever it is. Devotees have come from Kuching today. How many parents or relatives of the initiate candidates are here? I see from Kuching, Mataji is here. Anyone else here? Anyone else's parent or mother here or father here? Any other parents are here? Hands up if you are a parent of one of these devotees who's taking initiation or hopes to. Okay, well, welcome. Thank you for coming all this way from Kuching. I thought some others were coming too, but maybe later. Jugabandhu Prabhu, anyone officially taking shelter here today?
Yes, Maharaj. Only one candidate from Iskcon Glugo.
Where are they?
Malay Chelvi, where's Malay Chelvi?
There she is. So does she take part in the yajna or not? What does she do? What do they do here, Shiva?
She's going to sit along the yagya.
Well, they have to take, when in Rome you do what the Romans do. What do they do here? Those taking shelter, do they also take part in the yajna? They throw grains?
No, offer flower to you, Maharaj.
They don't throw grains.
No, they offer a
No.
flower.
But you can just sit there.
Flowers.
Later on you're going to throw flowers, not at the yajna. You throw them at me.
Chant your pranam mantra, Maharaj.
Yeah, you have to throw them at me. So make sure you have some hard, round, heavy flowers, you know. I hope a little bit more respectful. So our priest will... Prabhu, what's your good name again?
Viraha Prakash Das.
Huh?
Viraha Prakash Das.
Viraha Prakash Prabhu is our priest of the day. And we'd like to thank him. We'd like to thank the temple management here in Temple of Devotion and Understanding for facilitating the festival today. Keep your trap shut. Facilitating the festival today. And we hope that everybody will bless these devotees in front of the deities and Srila Prabhupada and all of you and the fire, of course, the mouth of Lord Vishnu. And their initiating spiritual guide. We hope that you'll bless them so that they can become very dear devotees, pleasing to Srila Prabhupada. So you're going to take them through. But where are all the Achaman cups? Pardon? This is going to be really slow. Have you all done Achaman already?
Yes.
When? How, where, when?
When you were speaking.
When I was speaking?
Right now, yeah.
Okay, well if you've touched your nose, face, ear, chest, anything other than the air, you'll have to take a bath and come back again. If you're falling asleep. Luckily in Kali Yuga there's a beautiful verse spoken by Shukracharya. It goes, mantratas tantatas chikram deha kalah vastutaha. It means that even if the place is wrong, the time is wrong, the direction is wrong, the priest is wrong, he may be right, but the paraphernalia is wrong, the time of day is wrong, the mantras are wrongly chanted, it's an impure situation, everything's off, but if Anu Sankirtana Tava, if the chanting of the holy name is going on, everything becomes nishchidram. Everything becomes faultless. So the most important thing practically in any yajna is the chanting of the holy name. Everything is to facilitate that, to impact upon our consciousness the importance of chanting the holy name. Even Gayatri mantra is meant to increase our commitment to chanting the holy name. It's not a mantra which is like, an alternative. It's meant to facilitate, embellish our chanting. So, like that. So during the yajna, when it begins, it's not begun yet, but when it begins, there will be constant chanting. So are there any more, have they done their thing? Om, they're supposed to do the mantra at the same time, huh? Have they done the mantras already when they do the achaman? Okay, repeat after me. Om, apavitra, pavitrova, sarvavastam, gatopiva, yakshmaret, pundarikaksham, sabhaya, ghantara, shuchahi, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu. This Vedic mantra means whether you're pure or impure, whatever state you're in, If you remember the lotus-eyed Lord, Pundarik, the lotus-eyed Pundarik action, the lotus-eyed Lord, one becomes cleansed within and without. The key is to remember the Lord. Remember Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we will proceed. Is there anything else we need to do with them, or can I give the names? Okay, so I would say we've speeded up a little bit. If you can all speed it up, if you all proceed. Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa-san, all the candidates for initiation. Pay your full obeisances nicely with both hands on the floor. Say Prabhupada's pranams properly. Then come around and pay your obeisances in front of the altar and come here as quick as you can, okay? So do it quickly as you can. That will speed it up a little bit, I think, I hope. Hare Krishna. So whilst they're doing that, we'll just sum up a little bit. So today we have both Nam Diksha and Mantra Diksha, probably. Nam Diksha is the official. This was started primarily about 100 years ago by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, who introduced this for the preaching mission and to help us to become, make sure your obeisances are done nicely. Don't shortcut your obeisances. Sometimes they do bobbing obeisances. You know what bobbing obeisances are? Bob your head on the floor and get up. Or frog obeisances. But say the mantras properly with your hands on the ground. Bow down with your hands on the ground and say the mantras fully. No bobbing, please. Pay your obeisances properly with the full mantras. Okay? Help those who don't know how to do it if they don't know exactly how to do it. So mantra initiation. Mantra Diksha is the mantra. But then there's the Nam Diksha. Mantra Diksha means second initiation. That is the Vedic initiation, traditionally. It's quite hereditary in most cases. It's not required in Kali Yuga. In fact, Shastra says it's not necessary to have that Diksha to chant the name. So the actual initiation we have is really one of Siksha in how to chant the holy name purely, and thus go back to Godhead through the pure chanting of the holy name of Krishna. First initiation is just basically based on that. And if we follow the instructions carefully, now you have to come here. Okay, first in you can sort of sit there. Once you've done your obeisance fully, you sit there facing me. Me. Whatever me is. I haven't talked about the false ego. Hare Krishna. Yeah, well, it's going to be one by one as they come. Okay. Putting on the spot now. I just got to get my act together. Is that the spirit? That was the separate bead, wasn't it?
No, Maharaj, this is all from the back.
Are they all the same size?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, there's one set of beads that's different. I would chant it. Maybe they're still in my bead bag. Just in case you're not pure. Let me see if I've got it. Yeah. So this ceremony, Srila Prabhupada said we should change the name. What happened? Chair collapsed. Are you okay? Is she surviving? Yeah, these chairs, I'm afraid, have this tendency. This is not the first time I've seen this, by the way. I've seen this, not necessarily here, but in many places. I've seen this happen with this type of chair. After a year or two, I was talking to one disciple. She just came over, that was last year actually, at the initiation. She came all the way from Europe. She has quite a large body, and was just talking to her. The whole chair collapsed underneath her. Yeah. You have to replace these chairs regularly, I'm afraid. They're not very reliable, especially if they're kept outside. They get wet and they get brittle. See if you can find a more reliable chair. Are you okay, Mataji? You okay? You don't need any medical aid? Some massage maybe, or some rub or something. Look after her. Where's their temple managers? This is your responsibility. Krishna Katamrita Prabhu, make sure Krishna Katamrita Prabhu, make sure she's okay. Yeah. Especially when you get old, little things like that can cause problems. Double chair. You have to sit on 2 chairs. Next year it'll be 3. Every year it goes up 1. You'll be up in the sky eventually. Hare Krishna. So we'll proceed on. And our first candidate, I need my computer, I think. Perhaps a table to put it on. You know, it's difficult on the spot to remember everyone and everything, you know. Every week another situation arises and we have to have a little aid. I need that glass table, man. No, I can't because I got to, maybe it could be, how are we going to do it? There you go. Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
No, because they got to bow down here, haven't they?
okay.
Yeah. So, did you pay your obeisances? Pay your obeisances first. So what we do at this stage is we ask the candidates to recite what the 4 activities which they're going to refrain from throughout their lives, and then how many times they're going to chant on their beads daily. So, John Paul, he's come up from Kuala Lumpur, and he came up with Rasa Prayana Prabhu. Where's Rasa Prayana? Rasa Prayana. Who's taking the pictures? You're not taking pictures. Somebody's taking pictures. Oh, you got a few photographers. Okay. Your better half is here taking the snaps. He's preaching very nicely, Rasa Prayana Prabhu and his wife and others, amongst the young members of our community in Kuala Lumpur. Quite a lot of young devotees now coming seriously to take the shelter or to take the initiation. So John Paul is one of them. Your mother's not here. But John Paul is here today. He came up, so we'd like to ask him. We'd like to ask some good qualities. He's got many good qualities, I know, but it'd take too long, I'm afraid. What are the 4 regulated principles?
I want to follow the 4 regulated principles, which are no eating, no gambling, no intoxication, and no agitation.
Yeah, can we turn the fan down a little bit? I can't hear it. It's so loud. It's blowing my ear. So this is the ear I hear from, and all I can hear is wind. So you probably got it right. Don't show him. Oh, there's no excitement. Yeah, just at least for this part of the ceremony. And how many rounds will you chant daily?
I will chant a minimum of 16 rounds for the Hare Krishna mantra daily.
Good. And if you can, please chant more on the Ekadashi day. Are we all ready there with the drum? Do you have a drum roll here? Cartels clanging and this, that, and the other. Cameras clicking. Whoa, big day for you, boy. You're becoming famous now, all over the internet, all over social media. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and their disciplic succession, and praying for their blessings upon you, that they shower their blessings upon you and all the candidates today. We'd like to give John Paul the name Jai Gopal Das. Jai Gopal Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Gopal. Jai Gopal. Don't forget the word Das. The most important name is Das. What does Das mean? Servant. And Lord Chaitanya said, Gopiya Bharta Pada Kamalam, Dasa, 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 Anadas. We're the servant of the servant, 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 and ultimately of the maidservants go to Vrindavan. And if you don't act as a Das, you become, what's the opposite of Das? You could use 2 words. You become either an ass, or if you take it exactly the opposite, you become sad. D-A-S becomes S-A-D. So don't be sad, be a Das. Das Anudas. Hare Krishna, Jagopal Prabhu Ki Jai. Reassume your position. Next. Kartik. Kartik is from Glugor Center. The 3 siblings, 2 siblings are also here today for first initiation. They're very young members, but very old in devotion. Their mother's a wonderful devotee. And is that right? Your mother's a wonderful devotee? Yeah, where is she? There she is. Haribol Mataji, thank you for coming. Please bless these wonderful young devotees and their wonderful mother. I know it's not easy when you're young in this world to, but don't become disheartened even if some difficulties come. Step up again and carry on. So Kartik, what are the 4 regulated principles?
No meeting.
Louder.
No meeting.
No meeting. No meeting. Good idea. No meeting. Okay? No more management meetings. No meetings.
No eating of meat, fish or eggs.
There we go. Okay.
No gambling. No intoxication. No illicit sex.
Very good. How many rounds on your beads daily?
A minimum of 16.
Minimum of 16 rounds. You've got his name there? Kartik. Okay. Hare Krishna. And the beads are very beautiful. They're Tulsi beads offered to their lordships. They may be a little small, but I like them. I thought they were really nice to chant on. Your name is an unusual, not a very common name. I'll just get it right. Yeah. Your name is a name, beautiful name of the Lord. Your name, it means one who has really taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Your name is Krishna Sharanadas. Haribol. Hare Krishna. Krishna Sharanadas ki jai. Hare Krishna. Krishna Sharana. Shelter of the Lord. One who's taken shelter of the Lord. Servant of one who's taken shelter of the Lord. Now all the way from Kuching. Let me see, where are we here? Okay. So, Shamini, what are the 4 regulated principles?
No meeting, no gambling, no illicit sex, and no intoxication.
Very good. Her mother is here. Where's your mother? There she is, right in front line there, filming everything. Good. Because she's born in a devotee family. She's born into a devotee family from a long time ago. You've been devotees for a long time. Huh? Can't remember, so long. It seems since the beginning I came to Malaysia. Very fortunate to be born in a devotee family. But now for your family members also, take this seriously for their benefit also. You have a service to your parents, they have a service to you, and we have a service to our Guru, we have a service to society. How many rounds a day? Pardon?
At least 16 rounds.
At least 16 rounds a day, and please on the Kadashi, if you can chant more, that would be very good. You got that? So your name, honestly, everything has been so quick, I haven't had time to double check on names, if anyone else has got the name or not. A little bit I checked, but not completely. It's possible that someone else in Malaysia has a similar name, I do not know. Never mind if they've got the same name, what's the problem? What's the big deal? I was in New Zealand one time, and dear devotee, not a God brother, they gave, I'm keeping you waiting here, give me some thanks. Your mother's getting excited, just to make sure she's got more film on her camera. And Mahavishnu Goswami, Gujarati sannyasi, gave a name, Satyabhama, to one disciple there. We already had 2 Satyabhamas in the same temple. And they said, change the name. No. Satyabhama, what better name could she have? But I'm not giving that name away. So you don't get too excited. And it's true. I mean, the other 2 Satyabhamas within 1 year moved to another temple anyway. That's how it works, isn't it? Isn't it? People are on the move, They leave, or they leave their body, or they move somewhere else. They're not there anymore anyway. And you get the name no one else has got. Then after 2 years, 10 devotees with the same name move into the temple. What to do? So anyway, Hare Krishna. So you should be given a name beginning with the same syllable. And I think, you're eager. You're kidding. You want the beads before the name. You're getting impatient. I'll have to do it this way. Your name is a beautiful name. Sukumari Devi, Haribo! Sukumari ki jai. Sukumari, okay? Remain ever fresh, ever youthful. All auspicious. Hare Krishna. Next, who we got here now? Scroll down. Scroll down, keep going. Saradeshwari. Pardon? Saradeshwari, one of the 3 wonderful brothers and sisters. And you're the elder of the three, if I'm not mistaken. He's the head of the children. Wonderful devotee, also serving in Glugor. So what are the four regulated principles?
The four regulated principles are no eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, and no intoxication.
Very good. And how many rounds a day?
Minimum 16 rounds of Mahamatra every month.
Good. Kadashi, try to chant more if you have the chant. Prabhupada never made it a hard and fast rule, but he always asked us to chant more on a Kadashi. 25 if you can, or more. There's no limit. But we tried. It didn't say you had to, but he said you should try. So, Saradeshwari Mataji. Hare Krishna. I know you like... Let me see again. Here.
Yeah.
A beautiful name. Also very keen. Very enthusiastic. It's great to see enthusiasm. It's getting closer and closer. It's going to grab the beads in a few seconds. Your name is... Too many names on my mind here. Too many names on my mind. Sundari Manjari Devi. Haribol. And Dasi, of course. Don't forget the Dasi, the servant. Sundari Manjari Ki Jai. And next comes our doctor from Glugor also, Dr. Lingeshwari. Hare Krishna. And your husband-to-be is with us today? Where is he? Haribo. Great. Okay. And your four regulated principles?
No eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling.
How many rounds a day?
Minimum 16 rounds.
Very good. So now you have to become a doctor, not just physical doctor, spiritual doctor too. Help cure ourselves and also help others to become Krishna conscious. So where are we now? So your name is Lilavati Devi Dasi. Haribo! Lilavati Ki Jai. Prabhupada gave that name to one of his first disciples, Lilavati. That means like the place where the Leelas take place. Who's next? There we go. The youngest sister of the three. And,
What is the name?
scroll down.
Only this much.
Up, means up. Stop. Let's see. Yeah, Kavya.
Kavya.
Back in Kavya. What are the four regulated principles? Very good. How many rounds a day? Very good. So your name is Kamalini Devi Dasi. Haribo! Kamalini Ki Jai. Haribo. And last but not least, our local, one of our wonderful devotees from Temple of Devotion and Understanding, been waiting for many years and deserves much more than what we're able to give. And we pray that you'll be able to serve their lordships for the rest of your time in this world. So, Lingeshwari, do you need translation? Someone can translate? Ask her what the four regulated principles are. Daivinidhi. No meat eating? No illicit sex. I feel very embarrassed sometimes, especially with elderly Indian ladies. When they come up, It's ridiculous, isn't it? What are the four regulated principles? Prabhupada introduced this basically for all the young kids in the West, When you get an elderly Indian lady or an elderly Indian gentleman, especially, no intoxication. They don't even know what intoxication is in many cases. What to speak of illicit sex or gambling. You don't gamble, do you? I mean, it's crazy, It's crazy. Maybe meat eating is traditional or common in this country, but The other three are very rare, especially when you're an elderly age. Maybe tea. Tea and coffee are a challenge, aren't they? They're often a challenge, but not difficult to give up, especially for the ladies. So, and how many rounds a day?
16 rounds.
Minimum 16 rounds a day. Okay. So, Daivinidi, Mother Daivinidi, we would like to, is this the last set of beads?
Yes.
We'd like to give her name, one of my, what to say, most dear, most God sisters, wonderful disciple of Srila Prabhupada. And as we've already got Purna Shakti serving here, we've also got Shakti Mata serving here, full time, right? And we have another Shakti now. Daivi Shakti Devi Dasi. Haribo! Hare Krishna. We have a lot of Shakti here now. 3 Shaktis. Hare Krishnas. Hare Krishna. Haribo! Now you can sit down again, and now we will proceed with the yajna. I'm a bit late, but if the ark is 5 minutes late, so what can we do? Hare Krishna. Those devotees who are taking second initiation, there's nothing to say. You just take part. I'll see you later, not now. You can relax. Where's your chair? You gave the chair away after the last incident. Too dangerous. These chairs are dangerous. But everything in this world is dangerous. And even if you sit on the floor, it can be dangerous. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. We've got our 4 readers of the Shastras. 4 corners, 4 readers. Set it up there, whoever's behind me. Kirtan party, who's doing the kirtan? Okay, go for it. Sweet kirtan. Start with Prabhupada's pranams. Okay? We always forget that we have to go through Guru and Gauranga. We cannot go directly to Krishna. It's not possible. Krishna doesn't accept it. We have to go through Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna. Everyone else can join, when it's necessary, join the kirtan. Does everybody know how to offer the grains? They all know how to offer grains? The favorite fingers, they all know? Navadweep, where's Navadweep's grains? Do you have grains for Navadweep? Yeah, you've got. Everyone has the grains? Okay, try not to hit the devotee in front or the priest. Try to aim it at the Yajna, at the fire. So he's going to now light the fire and perform some initial mantras. Kirtan can begin, readings can begin. Who's reading here? One devotee here, one devotee there, one devotee there, one devotee over there. Dear Chandra, what are you reading? Dear, what are you reading?
Bhagavatam.
Good. One Bhagavad Gita. Who's reading Gita?
There, Maharaj.
Where?
Murari Krishna Prabhu has one Bhagavad Gita.
Where is he?
He shared there.
Is he somewhere? And who's reading here? Who's reading right there? Nobody. Somebody has to read there. And somebody has to read there. 2 more corners. Hi. Should I move forward, do you think? Should I move forward to offer grains? Do you think I should do that? They haven't given me any grains, but normally I offer grains. I should. Huh? I think I should. Okay, you can pull that. So who's reading here? reading there.
That Mataji in
She
blue.
should be close.
Closer. Right beside Prabhupada she is reading. Get her here. Okay.
And who's reading there?
One Mataji is here, right behind you.
You need a microphone. You have to quiet with a kirtan. Quieter. Quiet kirtan. Quiet kirtan. Not too loud. Do you need the microphone? I think we should bring a microphone for Babaji. Viraha?
Now we'll offer that grains in front of you. So don't throw on me. Yeah. Just don't.
You can be a little bit louder now we've got a mic, so a little bit louder. A little bit louder. Haribo!
So when one says Swaha, so that we will put the grains. Hari Om Shahasra Shirsha Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasrama Sabhumi Vishata Vikta Ata Tishtata Sangala Swaha
Swaha
Om Purusha Evedam Sarvam Yadhuta Yachavayam Utamrita Shesha Yadananati Rahati Swaha
Swaha
Edam Vishnavedam Namaha Om Egavan Samimaha Atajayam Shakurushaha Pada Asha Vishabhutani Kripat Asamratam Divihi Swaha
Swaha
Edam Vishnavedam Namaha Om Kripada Uddha Uddha Pada Saha Bhagat Punaha Tato Vishangavakrama Shashanana Shane Abhihi Swaha Edam Vishnavedam Namaha Om Tashmat Virat Jayataha Virajadi Purushaha Sajatat Charichaha Pashyad Bhumi Matapuraha Swaha Edam Vishnavedam Namaha Om Yat Purushena Havishaha Eva Yajyan Matannataha Vasanta Ashishitavyam Gishma Eva Sharadvavihi Swaha Edam Vishnavedam Namaha Om Shaptashayayan Varidhayasri Shaptashamidakitaha Eva Yajyan Tanvanaha Avatnanam Purusham Vashom Swaha Edam Vishnavedam Namaha Om Tam Yajyam Varishi Vruksham Purusham Jatamagratah Ena Deva Ajayanta Shatvarishayashe Swaha Edam Vishnavedam Namaha Om Tashmat Yajyat Sarvabhutam Samritam Shatajyam Pashum Tatakre Vayavanna Aranagamashaye Swaha Edam Vishnavedam Namaha Om Tashmat Yajyat Sarvabhutam
Shiv Chaitanya, can you call in here? Shiv Chaitanya.
Yadu Tashmat Ajayataha Swaha
Swaha
Edam Vishnavedam Namaha Om Tashmat Ajayataha Eke Chavayadataha Gavaha Jamile Tashmat Yadu Tashmat Ajayataha Swaha
Swaha
Edam Vishnavedam Namaha Om Yad Purusha Vyadhu Kadika Vyakalpayam Mukam Vimassa Kauvahu Karakuru Pada Uchate Swaha
Swaha
Edam Vishnavedam Namaha Om Brahmanasam Pramashit Bahujajan Nakritaha Urutadasya Yadvashya Padhyavam Shuddha Jayataha Swaha Edam Vishnavedam Namaha Om Chandamama Sajataha Chakshur Shuddha Ajayataha Mukadandaknishta Pranadvaya Jayataha Swaha Edam Vishnavedam Namaha Om Adya Ashidam Tarisha Shishnauda Samavartataha Padyavam Bhumidashya Satra Tataloka Nakalpaya
We're running about 10 minutes late.
Edam
Hold the arti up 10 minutes because we have to close the curtains for the circumambulation.
Mahantam
The curtain will be open, Maharaj.
Huh?
The curtain will be open now. The curtain will be open now.
I say we should close them for the circumambulation when the offering, for the Boga offering.
Boga already done. Already done.
So maybe you can hold the archive for 10 minutes or something. Hold up the archive for a while, if possible. I don't know.
During circumambulate, so Maharaj want the curtain closed.
Normally we don't circumambulate normally. From the dead head. I don't mind. Yes, that's what it's usually.
Now it's 6:35.
But we won't finish this before 7 o'clock. It will take about 30 minutes or so. That will be exactly 7.
But the arti can go on, but they will sing.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Will you be able to look after the divorce after it's over with the dakshin and things?
Yes,
I think it'll be so busy. I got to do 3 things at once.
No problem.
It can take too long.
Yeah.
And the Brahmins, well, we can give them Brahmin later on tonight.
What time approximately?
Well, I'll talk to them briefly because I'm supposed to lead the kirtan as well.
Oh, it's 7 and now. It's
Yeah.
like kirtan, okay.
Yeah, if you can do your best, maybe Prabhu can help you.
Sudan.
Sudan.
Yeah. Okay.
Show them what to do. Swaha.
Om Pahina Vishwavedase Swaha Idam Vishnaveda Namaha
Swaha.
Om Yajnapaya Hariviva Swaha
Swaha.
Idam Vishnaveda Namaha Om Sarvapayi Shivapate Swaha
Swaha.
Idam Vishnaveda Namaha Om Pahina Anantayekaya Pahina Vidyaya Pahina Vidyaya Pahina Vishya Shri Vishnu Swaha
Swaha.
Idam Vishnaveda Namaha Om Punarajani Vatkasa Punar Vishnu Shaushaha Puranavaya Kamsaha Swaha
Swaha.
Idam Vishnaveda Namaha Om Saharayani Vatkasya Vishnu Dilvasudaraya Vishwapatna Vishwasapari Swaha
Swaha.
Swaha Idam Vishnaveda Namaha Om Adyadyatam Yagyase Kriyate Yuto Vishnu Tadasya Kalpaya Tam Hivyakaya Tarasam Swaha
Swaha.
Vishnaveda Namaha Om Prajapati Vishnu Mahaprajapati Vishyaha Jathani Marivaruhu Yattamasi Dhumasya Astuhu Vayam Syam Patayari Namaha Swaha Idam Vishnaveda Namaha
Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare
Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana
Rama. Shalakaya Chakshuramitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Swaha
Vedam Guruvegam Namaha Om Shri Chaitanya Manavishtam Stavitam Yena Bhutale Sayam Rupaha Kadamaya Dadati Sapadantikam Swaha Idam Rupayam Namaha Om Bande Aham Shri Guru
Guru Shri Yudha Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raganathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Padina Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Shakantitam Cha Swaha
Vedam Guru Radha Krishna Sarva Vaishnava Tattva Namaha Om Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswate Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Swaha Vedam Samsarvacharya Idam Namaha Om Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati
Namane Pashabanavi Devi Dayataya Kripabde Krishnaya Krishnam Jagadvayani
Srimad Jala Premada Shirupana Bhaktila Shivaurakarana Shakti Vigrahaya Namaste Namaste Gauravani Shimurtaya Vinatarine Shivana Bhavirta Pashiddhanta Dvanta Harine Swaha Evam Parakuravedam Namaha Om Namah Gaura Krishnaya Sakshara Vedanta Murtaye Vipralambara Shambhada Padamujayate Namaha Swaha Evam Parakuravedam Namaha Om Namah Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuvadayate Swaha Evam Mahaguruvekam Namaha Om Gaura Avirbhava Umastam Nirvashta Sajjanapriyaha Vaishnava Sarvabhaumah Shri Jagannathaye Te Namaha Swaha Idam Parameshwaraye Idam Namaha Om Panchakalpataruveshya Kripasindhubhya Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Swaha Idam Sarva Vaishnavebhyo Idam Namaha Om Namah Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha Swaha Evam Gauraya Namaha Om Panchatatmatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktika Swaha Evam Panchatattaya Namaha Om Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Swaha Elam Krishna Elam Namaha Jayatam Suratapandhu Mama Manna Matergati At Sarvasya Padam Mujarada Madana Mohana Swaha Elam Samman Sarvajeva Madan Mohana Elam Namaha Om Siddhata Vindarana Kalpatumada Shivadatara Simhashanasto Srimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Krishnalini Shatyaman Smarami Swaha Edam Abhidayadi Deva Govindaya Namaha Om Shriman Rasarasara Divam Shivatarasya Karshanave Vishnaya Gopi Vinasta Shiyastinaya Swaha Edam Pretanadi Deva Radhinataya Namaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Namami Haripriye Swaha Idam Radhikari Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhaktivinoda Swaha
Idam Panchadattaya Namaha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Swaha Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Swaha. Vedam Radha Krishna Jam Jam Namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Swaha. Vedam Radha Krishna Jam Jam Namaha. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
You were early. You were early. You could have gone slower. 10 minutes early. Swaha.
Om Purnahma Yashase Vishnave Juhati Yasme Vishnave Juhati Savaramashne Dadati Vishnuvaram Bhine Yashasabhami Yuttaha
Swaha.
Om Namah Brahmana Devaya Brahmana Hikaya Jagadvitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namaha
Swaha.
Ram Krishnaya Namaha Om Shakti Namaste Shakti Namaste Shakti Namaste Vishnu Datu Shakti Narayana Naravai Shakti Namaste Shakti Namaste Shakti Namaste Datu Shakti Namaste Hari Shakti Namaste Datu Shakti Shakti Mangale Kesha Maha Shakti Dana Nagana Sarveshwara Shakti Datu Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti
Huh? Is that a banana? Oh, I thought it was a banana. I thought it was a banana.
Om Tat Vishnu Paramam Padam Sharapashyanti Suraya Diva Chakshuratam Dityashati Padamajagam Shamsate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam Swaha Iram Krishnaya Namaha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Tat Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Suraya Diviva Chakshuratam Dityashati Padamajagam Shamsate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam Swaha Iram Krishnaya Namaha. Whatever you plan.
The banana. What? The banana. Banana. Don't put the plate in. Don't put the plate in. Tell them what to do.
So now we offer the final one.
மங்க போடாதீங்க.
Grains, which is that, and then you put up Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnassa Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate Swaha Idam Krishnaya Namaha.
Banana? They don't
Om Namah Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namah Namaha Swaha Idam Krishnaya Namaha.
just the banana. Just the banana. Bananas.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
You can take that chair away.
Om Ashmin Diksha Homa Karmani Angahinam Priyahinam Vidinam Jayatavit Atada Sarvamachitam Krishna Krishna Prashadataha Om Tatsat Om Adhyatite Ashmin Diksha Samskaraha Yatkinchit Vaikunajatam
You're meant to go around and collect dakshin, you know that, don't you?
Hare Krishna
So when you collect the dakshin, Jivananda will be taking charge. He'll look after it.
Somebody gave me early dakshin.
Pardon?
Someone gave me early dakshin.
Right, you put it in your cloth. Oh, the cloth. When the time comes, we're not there yet. Wait a minute.